All right, hey guys, I'm with Alex Dorr. Alex is the founder of Mushroom Revival and also my fellow classmate at Hampshire College. So I'm really thrilled. I'm going to get to ask him questions about his business. It's super unique. It's super interesting. You can already tell by the background what's like something cool is going on here. Um, yeah, Alex, tell us a little bit about your business.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, exciting to be talking to you again. It's been a while. We went to Hampshire together. Since Hampshire, I've been diving deep into mushrooms. My final thesis at Hampshire was about how mushrooms can clean up toxic waste in our environment. So I was working with cigarette butts, and I actually wrote a book um, about microremediation. So this is the book that I published. It's actually my Div 3.
That's
Um,
awesome, dude. That's incredible.
yeah, then I wanted to keep giving back to the planet. And after university, I was like, all right, I need a job. Started working at a local mushroom farm, but um, Hampshire, you're an entrepreneur now, and it really taught me how to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Create my own thesis, my own, job and what I'm interested in. So I decided to launch Mushroom Revival in March of 2018, and we're a company that grows specifically Cordyceps militaris. So you can see little orange Cheeto mushrooms, which you can see growing behind me. And they're really good for lung capacity, energy, ATP production, sexual performance. Olympic athletes use them to just uh, you know, increase oxygen flow in their body and energy, so they can win gold. So that's the main mushroom that we produce, but we also partner with a lot of other farms to for their other medicinal mushrooms and herbs, and then we make different products like capsules and tinctures and things like that, and matcha tea blends, and we have a lot of exciting products in the future.
No, it sounds like it. And they're actually all really related to like what life coaches tend to provide, like the kind of services. What you're saying really overlaps with like the same kinds of benefits that you're providing. It really overlaps, but you've like productized everything, which is interesting. So we'll definitely dive into that. But just to put into context for people who don't know what Hampshire College is, the school that we went to, this mythical school that we went to, where you can build your own major and design your own curriculum. And actually, in your final year, you do a year-long like intensive project. And so Alex wrote that book for his project, and what I did was I actually also wrote what I published as an ebook. I did like a philosophy of creativity ebook, which is on Amazon, and then I also did a screenplay as well, like that kind of related to it. So the school, a very creative school where you get empowered to kind of take control of some project, and it's very entrepreneurial in that sense. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool looking back so many years later and just kind of seeing where you are. Because I do remember taking a class with you like on like mysticism and philosophy, and I remember you being into mushrooms, but now like seeing like where this is now, this is like this is so cool. Like you've concretized like kind of everything that we were just theorizing about back
Right.
then. And that's my journey too, is like going from like doing theoretical work to like doing something that's more concrete and like directly applied. So just adding that context to anyone watching who's not familiar. And what I want to do is first of all, the background is amazing. That's so cool what's going on right now. And what I want to ask you is I want to have a holistic sense of how the business operates. So how are you getting the products? First of all, they're being made directly, like right there behind you?
Yeah, so we work with a series of harvesters who go out in the wild, and look for this mushroom, Cordyceps militaris. And when they find notable species, they send them to us, or they go into their lab and they clone it. and they get a culture of it. And then we take it into our lab, and sterilize our substrate, and work in front of a flow hood, full Tyvek suit. We kind of look like Ghostbusters. It's a fun time, and we use sterile techniques to basically cultivate these jars behind me, which are filled with sterile rice, with some nutrient broth in it, and that's where the mycelium, or the roots of the mushroom, grows, um, in these jars. And so that this is the only mushroom that we're currently growing. I've grown lots and lots of different types of mushrooms in the past, but um, currently we're one of the only producers of this mushroom, in this half of the globe. And we're currently working on our organic certification, which any day now an inspector is going to come in and look at our operation and give us the okay. And that day would make us the first certified organic Cordyceps militaris producer on this half of the globe, which would be pretty big, pretty huge. And then all the other farms, all the other mushrooms and herbs we get from certified organic, lab tested farms that we look into, and we try to get the best. We try to source from the best, and then we make all our products in a certified kitchen.
Mm.
So all the tinctures, the capsules, everything. Um, yeah, everything
Yeah.
is serve safe certified. Everything's good to go.
No, that's dude, I'm really impressed, and I want to know, like, what is certification? What does that do for you? Like, when you get the certification, what does that allow you to do?
So the USDA organic certification, it's a really intensive process. It's been taking us 6 to 7 months to do, tons of paperwork. But basically, it is a certification. It's a label that says that all of our products, are all of our ingredients, all of our processes, all of our farming techniques, and value added products, all the techniques to make those are organic. There's no chemicals, there's no additives, there's no radiation, there's no GMO additives. Everything is logged. So basically everything is logged with a batch number. And so if someone gets sick from one of our products, then we have all the paperwork to look at all the ingredients, when they're made, the batch numbers, the everything is logged in. It's legit. Whereas other companies that don't have the organic certification, a lot of that paperwork, they don't need to do. They're not getting inspected, and since they're not getting inspected and they don't have to do that paperwork, they can do some sketchy things, and no one's looking over their shoulder.
Right.
So we want the highest integrity in our products and what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, it sounds like it's a very like high integrity kind of business, and I also imagine the certifications. Well, one, it creates more trust with people who want to buy your products, because they're looking for organic products, and they want high integrity ingredients. But also, two, I bet that the certification allows you to it gives you the opportunity to like get into other distribution channels that requires like organic certifications, and so that'll help speed up the process of like marketing and whatnot. um, what I'm curious about is, like, how many people do you have on your team, like, working with you on this?
Right now we have uh, 2 full-time members, and they're cranking on the cordyceps. And then we have other members working, um, with making the herbal formulas, and then doing SEO and doing website design and label design, and things like that. But for now, it's me and 2 other members on the ground every day, busting out these cordyceps and making the products.
Awesome. um, what I'm curious now, like, about, in terms of the business, is how are you selling it? So how do you market it? How do you sell it? Is it all online, or do people come in the stores, or like face-to-face stuff going on? What's involved with selling and marketing?
Yeah. So as of right now, we haven't been focusing a lot on sales and marketing.
Mhm.
It hasn't been our, our main focus. We've been focusing on developing the product and making sure we can grow a lot of cordyceps. This past weekend, we just um, sterilized and inoculated 5,000 of these jars, all in one weekend. So we're trying to get it down and solidified and make sure that we have the supply. So
Mhm.
once we start um, really marketing it, we have the foundation to back up the sales. So right now we've just been doing 100% online, and doing Instagram ads and things like that, which has been working for us so far. But we're working. I just got off a call before this on, we're launching SEO and Google AdWords and really hitting the internet really hard,
Mm.
because we want to sell retail. Wholesale is really cool, but giving 50%, to a store is not
Yeah.
optimal. If we can get it from our hands to somebody else's hands, and no middleman, that we like that the most. But 2019, we're making a huge list of different stores in every state, across the country, and with the organic certification, and then putting that seal on the new labels, then we're really wanting that to get on store shelves
Mm.
um, and hit more markets and festivals and things like that. But as of right
Yeah.
now, if we could sell 100% online, we would definitely like that.
Well, that makes a ton of sense. Like, I think that's, as you're just launching the product, like, it just makes a ton of sense to test it out on different online channels before, like, going to the expensive route of retail and getting in physical stores. Um, yeah, that's exactly how I would do it too. As you said, Instagram. That seems like a great place because it's a visual product, so it seems like a great place to showcase like what you're doing with it, what the product is, and then I imagine you can target very specifically with certain keywords, like people are interested in just kind of maybe supplements or mushrooms or something along those lines. And there's obviously a ton of people interested in that kind of thing. So I think that what you're doing to me sounds very logical and sounds like the right way to go. And down the line, maybe like it doesn't. I don't think it has to happen anytime soon. But like maybe down the line, you're in Whole Foods, you're in et cetera, and a bunch of festivals. But I also like that you're working on the product right now and optimizing the supply and being patient with it. Um, did you get like a funding to help you out, or like how are you funding uh, um, the product development right now?
Yeah, so all the funding is in the family right now.
Mhm.
I was looking at different investors, but wanted to keep it in the family. Um, to yeah, I would rather keep percentages to close family members. Um, if anything happens, I see him at Thanksgiving and all these, holidays, so I can hold them accountable. But some random person that I don't really know, I don't want to give them a chunk of the company, and
Yeah,
especially if I haven't grown up with them my whole life. But
yeah, and if
yeah,
they
so
don't understand it, if they don't understand your vision.
right, exactly. So as of right now, it's 100% in the family.
Nice. Yeah, I think I've looked at these like kind of charts of investment tools. I mean like investment ladders, and really the first thing before jumping to VCs, which too many like people in the startup world do. The first thing is just like your immediate community, crowdfunding, and that kind of like grassroots investing. Um, like the grassroots raising capital. So that makes sense to me. Um, in 5 years, where do you see the business going?
So in 5 years, it's amazing that you have been talking to a lot of life coaches.
Hmm.
So in my philosophy, like I don't want to just sell a product.
Hmm.
I would hate to just tell someone, "Oh, you have this problem, pop this pill, and you're good." Which I see a lot of Western doctors doing, and they don't actually see the person, they don't actually hear the person, they don't actually, feel the person and what they're going through and their disease, and they don't actually. Well, I shouldn't generalize, but A lot of doctors just, give someone a pill and tell them to pop it at
Yeah.
this hour of the day, and they should be good. But it's I think I want to be a start the revolution of it goes way beyond that, and it goes way beyond the physical product that you're putting into your body, but it's a lifestyle, it's a mentality, um, and so a, we're really focusing on, I don't know if you've seen like yogi tea boxes where they have some pranayama or asanas on the side of the box, and then they'll have a quote that you read while you're drinking
Oh,
the
yeah,
tea, and
yeah.
it's a whole thing that it's a whole lifestyle. So we're really focusing on that aspect, on trying to make a holistic view of health, and what that means for people, whether it's nutrition, mentality, taking the actual mushroom supplement, different exercises, uh, breathing exercises, XYZ, to make whatever it is more holistic. We definitely want to get into Whole Foods, have things certified organic, um, be the number one producer of Cordyceps militaris on this half of the globe, um, and yeah, make really really amazing products for people that are really accessible to people,
Mm.
as easy as possible, so people can get the benefit of this medicine wherever and however um, they need it, as easy as possible, all while planting the most trees, um,
Yeah.
to give back.
Yeah. That's a
Um,
very, you keep going.
yeah, I see a lot of companies now that put a lot of profits in their pocket, and less in the soil, and less in actually doing some beneficial actions. Like I see Jeff Bezos and all the money he's bringing in, and I'm like praying that one day he has an epiphany to where, like imagine that if he said every package sold on Amazon feeds one person, like gives one person a meal, or plants one tree, or like does something, it would revolutionize the world. It'd be like, it's a little problematic, green capitalism, and incentivizing people to buy and keep on like
Hmm.
the industrial complex, but um, you know, at least do some good.
Right. A little goes a long way, really. Like, really, just like a dollar means a lot. I mean, for Jeff Bezos, $10, like if he just gave $10 a day, that would be that for someone. That's a good amount of money, you know. Um,
Right.
just yeah. So I like your vision. It's very inspiring. It's very holistic, and it does seem like, I like what you're saying, that it's not really just about the physical product, but like down the line there's more like philosophy and community and content, and I can see the coaching being a part of this too, like people getting workshops and coached about specific aspects of like health and holistic health and well-being. So it seems like there's a lot of potential like avenues of where this can go. I can see this being like a whole news and content hub where you just people are getting information about holistic health and mushrooms, um, different kinds of mushrooms, not just like the kind psilocybin. How do you say it? I don't even know how to say it anymore.
Different people say it different ways. Psilocybe,
Psilocybin.
psilocybe, different people say it different ways. It's Latin, so different. A lot of people have different ways they like to say it, but
Mm,
yeah, yeah. It's we're going beyond the button mushroom, and we're going beyond the magic mushroom,
mm,
which most people, especially in the United States, it depends what country you're in, because some countries in Eastern Europe, they love mushrooms. Like, it's passed down generation to generation. They know how to go out in the woods and pick a bunch, and cook it up and know that it's safe. But here in the United States, when I go around and I tell people I have a mushroom business, they're like, either in shock. It's either poisonous mushrooms, it's either button mushrooms that are in a can, or in the grocery store that are on pizza or whatever,
mhm.
or it's magic mushrooms.
And that's what I thought it was. I assumed it was magic mushrooms, but now it's clearly a lot more than that. It's clearly a lot more dynamic than that. So Yeah, there's a lot more to mushrooms than just the mushrooms that we're used to thinking about.
Right. And they're all magic.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all magic in their own way.
yeah, just some are a little more than others.
Mm, mm. Okay, I got to wrap up there, but thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with me. It was really great, and I really enjoyed catching up with you and hearing about your business. And I'm looking forward to keeping track of the progress as it evolves.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for having me on, and good luck with the rest of your interviews.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.